York City point guard will give up his girl and his chain before he give up his dribble.
We've revolutionized this game with our influence.
New York City playground basketball blew up on a global scale.
What we were seeing was cultural resilience.
It's New York City at its finest.
See, that's it. I got to close the window before I record because New York don't know how to be quiet.
It will always be New York or nowhere. Welcome to the legendary Rucker Park for the Slam Summer Classic volume number 4. I'm the voice, Bobby C, joined by Kazim Famuide, and we've got a goodie coming your way here on socials tonight. What an incredible game we have in store for you from maybe the most hallowed ground there possibly could be in New York City.
Bobby, this is the 4th year that the Slam Summer Classic is shutting down New York City, and this arguably might be the most talented class.
That's what I was saying.
They've had.
That was exactly what I was saying.
In the Slam Summer Classic, it's impossible to pick the best player in this group because from 1 to 15, either one of these guys could stake a claim to being the best player in the country. But my God, we got some talented players that we're gonna see on one of the most famous courts in the entire planet, Rucker Park in New York City.
That's right, folks. The best players in the country are right here, right now in Harlem, New York. Like I said, New York or nowhere, baby. And we're bringing them to you. Volume number 4 at, again, the famed Rucker Park. To me, this is the place to be. If you are a basketball fan, if you are a player, this is a place that you've wanted to play, I would say, to check it off your list. Have you played here before, Kazim?
I played here before.
I knew that already. I was setting you up, my friend.
In one of my earlier days, but there's nothing like this. I didn't have NIL deals. I didn't have millions of Twitter followers. I wasn't a top 10 recruit in the country, but there's something about having some future stars playing in the playground, in the Essence, in New York City, and Rucker Park. You can hear the crowd here. There is something special in the air every time the Slam Summer Classic comes back around, and
the fans,
no difference to that.
100%. They are genuinely energized for this matchup. And you talk about the big name programs. We will get into all the individual players tonight, but we're talking about commits to places like Duke and North Carolina. And to me, I look at this matchup, Jared McCain is a big-time player, right? Robert Dillingham, big-time player. And then we got the kid here from the Bronx, the local kid from Cardinal Hayes, Captain Jack, Ian Jackson. You talk about NIL deals, one of the first 2 from New York to sign during the pandemic. He's got his own t-shirt.
Yeah, we spoke about it earlier in the game when the ladies played before us, but this is the first Slam Summer Classic in the NIL era, and 2 of the 3 players you named either are TikTok superstars or have NIL deals, and it gives this place such an official feel. Everybody here either follows these kids on TikTok or have been watching these kids grow into superstars for the past 3 or 4 years. So it's not just, hey, let's just see who's playing. These kids are legitimate stars in their own right. You talk about Robert Dillingham, one of the best point guards in the country out of Yeezy University, aka the Donda Academy, committed to Kentucky, the latest in the long lineage of incredible point guards recruited by John Calipari. You're talking about guys like Derrick Rose. You're talking about guys like John Wall. You're talking about guys like Jamal Murray. Robert Dillingham is looking to be one of those next guards in that lineup. You talked about Jared McCain. Yeah, he could hoop. Yeah, he shut down the EYBL this year. But he's a TikTok superstar.
100%.
You see him dancing, you love it, and it's amazing to see. Another guy we didn't get to mention that I can't wait to see, Mookie Cook, committing to Oregon. He took a little time off earlier this season. Why is that? Because he was portraying LeBron James in a movie coming up about
Superstar Life.
And speaking of LeBron James, you got Gabe Cooks over here, Mr. Ohio basketball, who also played with Bronny James, one of the best players in the nation, committed to Indiana. There's so much talent on the court. I can't wait to see them go at it.
And you talk about the stars here tonight. I mean, you look at a kid like Jared. To me, he's got everything going for him, right? Not just the game itself, but he's got that $1 million smile. And everything has worked out well for him so far, too, because we talked about this in the first game tonight with the girls' game, where we had a bunch of festivities for the weekend out at Gaucho's Gym yesterday in the Bronx, another famed place to play basketball. And Jared McCain and his $1 million smile and all of his TikTok followers watched as he won a contest 2v2 with Jada Williams out at Gaucho's to become one of the captains for tonight's game. So we've got Team Jared taking on Team Trey, and Trey Parker a guy that we will be talking about tonight with his incredible bounce.
Oh, don't just say
The
Trey
slam
Parker.
dunk
Showtime
champion.
Trey Parker. He has been going viral on Instagram, TikTok. It don't matter. The dude got rockets strapped to his feet. I can't wait to see him try and shut down this incredible park tonight.
Rob with the shifts, Jared the walking bucket, and Trey with that crazy bounce. I mean, he might be the most electrifying player in the class of 2023. And then you got Captain Jack, who is undecided, but class of 2024. So you've got some younger guys in this game that are ones to look out for.
You know, the one thing I love about this game is that it doesn't matter if you're getting people from all over the country. It always seems like the hometown kids always got a little bit of a bigger chip on their shoulder when it comes to playing. And Captain Jack, you mentioned it, Ian Jackson, still undecided from nearby in the Bronx. Cardinal Hayes got the NIL deal, one of the best players in New York City. Can still see him committing to a four-star, to a blue blood program, a UNC, a Kentucky. I can't wait to see him try and do what a lot of New Yorkers tend to do at the Slam Summer Classic. Not just say, hey, you're gonna come and make a name of yourself in New York City. I'm gonna come and protect my home court and show I'm the best in the city right now.
And Captain Jack already receiving offers from Bryant University, Kansas State, Nebraska, Oklahoma State, Seton Hall, St. John's, and UConn. But again, as Kazim mentioned, we could definitely see him with another year under his belt heading to a place like UNC or Kentucky. To me, he's one of the guys that might not be the biggest name in the game, but you could look out for him to potentially be an MVP candidate if he gets in there and does what he's capable of doing.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the Slam Summer Classic. It's not just seniors. It's not just guys getting ready to go to college. It is the best of the best. If you're good enough as a rising junior to make it here, you will play in this game. If you're good enough as a rising senior to make it here, you will play in this game. And every year, it seems like we see somebody going to the NBA right after this game. Like I mentioned in the last game, you got Chet Holmgren, you got Jalen Green, you got Josh Christopher. And it's not just the players on the court, it's the superstars that came to kick it, like Orlando Magic's Cole Anthony right here, taking center court. You want to talk about superstar New York guards, that's one right there standing at center court as we speak.
Cole Anthony. We also have Jose Alvarado here with us tonight, and just so many famous people. They want to be in the park. They want to be part of the show. So many great young players that are on the rise. You got to respect the game. Slam Summer Classic Volume 4. Kazim Famuide, I'm the voice, Bobby C. And joining Ian Jackson and Jared McCain in this lineup, Jackson will wear number 5. Jared will wear number 24 for Team Jared. You have Kazim mentioning before, Mookie Cook, he'll wear number 1. Rob Dillingham will wear number 3. Xavier Booker will wear 12. Foster will wear number 15. And Rayvon Griffith, number 20. And Jared, as I mentioned before, will wear number 24. So Caleb Foster, Griffith, and Jared McCain rounding out that lineup on one side. On the flip side of things, we've got Aiden Holloway wearing number 4 for Team Trey. Trey Parker will wear number 5. Modest Bezelis, number 10. Ty-Lord Johnson, number 11. 15 is Justin Edwards. Trey Johnson, number 20. Sim Wilcher, number 22. And number 24, Mackenzie Mabaku. Some lineups on both sides.
Man, like I said in the beginning of the broadcast, there are a lot of players here that can stake their claim to being the best in the country. A game like this can really set apart a lot of those rankings. I know a lot of folks really come here with a lot to prove. It's not your typical all-star game, a truncated
Unlike
lineup.
any other high school basketball all-star game in the country.
Absolutely. I love the fact that there's only 7 players. You can't take plays off. You're going to sit here and play hard on the hardwood. It's going to be a phenomenal evening of basketball right here on one of the greatest courts in the world, Holcomb Rucker Park.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are celebrating the game of basketball. We are giving you that true, authentic New York City hoops experience, and that's exactly what these young players are getting here this weekend. A weekend to remember, one that is full of energy and competition, amazing athletes, and of course, great partners too. We'd be remiss if we did not mention all the great partners that we have for this game. 8 great partners to speak of. We mentioned them in our first broadcast. Slam matching up for the Volume 4 with Gatorade, Spalding, Def Jam, Clot, who provided these dope jerseys. the National Basketball Players Association, the NBPA, Champ Sports, Nike, and Showtime. We had a trailer that actually kicked off our broadcast tonight for the brand new documentary. Talk about it, Kazim.
Man, NYC point guards. Shout out to Showtime. Shout out Kevin Durant, the boardroom. One of those point guards is in the building as we speak. The one and only God, Sham God, is in here taking in the Slam Summer Classic. But man, what an incredible flick. If you get a chance to check it out, make sure you do, because there is nothing like a New York City point guard. And you're going to see a whole lot of point guard play in New York City today.
So true tonight, Kazim. I mean, you've got all the stars, whether it's the Jeff Jam recording artists or the NBA players or even our announcers that are out on the court right now giving us the starting lineups and the lineups. We've got Cha-Ching and Spicy Talk. I mean, one and only.
I mean, you talk about being the voices of New York City basketball. There's not a lot of them. You got to give love to Ching. Got to give love to Spicy. But talk about the stars in the building. Shout out Lala Anthony over here and her son Keon Anthony, the son and wife of the one and only Carmelo Anthony. Still a free agent here, might I add. So who knows? Maybe Carmelo is thinking of coming back.
You think so?
To New York City.
That'd be interesting.
It would be very, very interesting.
I mean, this was a week here at the famed Rucker Park where you actually saw a player like Westchester native and Jazz star guard Donovan Mitchell at the park, and that's because, you know, the atmosphere here it's live, man. It's lit. This is Rucker Park at its finest when you bring together some of these fantastic players in Manhattan's Harlem neighborhood right here.
Oh, yeah, man. I know if you're a Harlem native, you are used to seeing quality basketball in the comfort of your own backyard, and today will be absolutely no different.
Hard to imagine, but, you know, the anniversary not too far past for Kobe Bryant playing here. That was July 18th of 2002. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Oh, my goodness. You talk about shutting down this gym. I mean, shutting down this park. I mean, the kids here kind of had to channel Kobe when they came on that double-decker bus and everybody went crazy when they started rolling in. I love this court so much because not only does it have great history, but you got to be a great player and have to be cut from a different cloth to be able to play on the pavement. I think we just kind of gloss over it a little bit, but taking these high elite level athletes, there's always this sort of distinction of kids don't play in the park no more. They don't play outside anymore. I think something like the Slam Summer Classic, bringing it to the park, bringing it to outside, really sort of changed that narrative. And it really feels good to see this high-level basketball in the great outdoors of Harlem.
Well, when you get a chance to combine the two, too, Kazim, I mean, you talk about legendary venues, whether it was Dyckman Park for the first few Slam Summer Classics or now to be able to be here at Rucker. And then also, just as you mentioned before, too, the players, now the NBA stars. I mean, incredible that the legacy that has been built by Slam in just a few years to have players like Jalen Green and James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga make the leap to play in the NBA and to already emerge as potential superstars, all-stars, maybe Hall of Famers.
Man, I was here when Chet Holmgren and Jalen Green and Josh Christopher and all those guys were here for the Slam Summer Classic. It's crazy to think that they're all suiting up for NBA teams so soon. It feels like yesterday, but that's what it's going to be like for a lot of these kids, because before you know it, you're going to blink and you're going to see a lot of these dudes getting paid a whole lot of money to play this beautiful game.
We want to welcome in the fans that are joining us via Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. And again, just a reminder to everybody at home, follow us at @Slam_High School, and at WSlam. I mean, what a terrific first game here tonight. The girls' all-star game really has set the tone for an amazing evening of basketball.
I mean, Malaysia and Juju set the tone for Team White, taking home the Terence Clark co-MVP trophies for the girls' game. I can't wait to see who will take home the boys' MVP trophy tonight for the Slam Summer Classic. I got my thoughts. I got my predictions on who's going to take it.
I mean, I lost out to you in that first game, even though Jada Williams put on a show and got the Sportsmanship Award from Gatorade, which is impressive, but
sure did.
And this, of course, an opportunity for us to yet again honor the late, great Terence Clark, who passed away in April of 2021. Brewster Academy, the 2019 National Prep Champs. He was a McDonald's All-American, a 5-star recruit, and one of the early stars of the Slam Summer Classic, one of the best shooting guards in that 2020 class. One season at Kentucky, and then, of course, sadly passing away at the so terribly young age of 19 in LA 3 months before the draft. An honorary selection in the NBA draft. And tonight's MVP honor named after Terence Clark.
You know, this is my 4th year covering the Slam Summer Classic in some way, shape, or form. And I remember Terence Clark being here, and it kind of speaks to the energy of the Slam Summer Classic because he was just so charismatic.
Infectious.
Had so much infectious personality. And you get to see a lot of that when it comes to the Slam Summer Classic. A lot of the camaraderie, a lot of the friendships. It's really fun. I love it.
He's a 2-time gold medalist right out of the Bronx. Our captain of New York.
Ian Jackson.
The aforementioned New York representative, Captain Ian Jackson.
Ranked as the number 3 player in the class of 24 by ESPN 60 recruiting rankings. From my way, as they say, from the BX, from the Bronx.
You know, Bobby, I heard that if it wasn't for the Bronx, this rap stuff would never be going on. I heard that. I don't know if it's true.
I mean, listen, you know, you got that intersection of hip-hop and basketball. And,
there you go.
You know, we talked about NYC point guards and how great a documentary that is. It's streaming right now on Showtime. And some of those great players, you know, players that came up through the 80s and 90s. I mentioned before Rod Strickland, a guy that won a city championship at Truman High School in the Bronx, went on to have a great NBA career, great college career. You know, you look at Sham God. I mean, how many kids maybe didn't get a chance to see Sham play, but they know the move, and it will live on forever because, like I said, New York or nowhere.
You know, you hear the phrase before their time. You hear the phrase ahead of the curve. Sham God falls right into that distinction, especially when it comes to creativity at the point guard position. It's incredible. Look, Bobby, let's just stop. Let's just look around. There's not an empty seat in this entire
it's full
place.
capacity. We are absolutely jammed here at Rucker Park.
That's really BBN Nation.
And right now getting a chance to put together some photos and videos. Because we'll look back on this All-Star team maybe even just a year or two from now. And this is the future of the NBA.
Speaking of All-Stars,
we mentioned it during the first game. Julius had said he was going to stop by.
Yes, sir. Julius Randle of your New York Knicks in the building with the real star, his son. I mean, like that's the real star.
He'll be playing in the Slam Summer Classic before long.
I can't wait. I cannot wait, man. Love to see it. Love to see New York Knicks come into hallowed New York basketball grounds. You know, it means not a lot, just a lot. It doesn't just mean a lot for the basketball players, but for all these kids who don't just get to go to NBA games all the time or can't go to big-time college games all the time. You know, it really is a one-of-one experience to not only just be able to see great basketball being played, but be around some great basketball players and be saying, hey, I got to see Julius Randle, I got to see Cole Anthony, I got to see Keon Anthony, you know what I mean, before he gets playing in this game. So it's a wonderful atmosphere here at Rucker Park today.
And Julius has been making his rounds around New York City summer ball, actually getting a chance to play recently at Nike Pro City here in New York, in the Bronx, out at Hostos. And I'm sure you saw that as a guy that works a lot now with the Knicks, but the Knicks squad, there were 3 players in that game, including Jalen Brunson, the newest Knicks star. Not coming up on the right side of the win-loss column, but Julius Randle played well in the game, but not good enough for them to win.
Man, I had such a Knicks fix. I was just excited to see how Brunson will mesh with Randle and Toppin, and I loved what I saw from those guys. But like you said, that wasn't the big story coming out the game. The big story was some New York City local legends putting it on some pro players. But you know what? That's New York City. You can't just walk into the gym and assume you're just going to get a dub, you know? That's what New York City is all about. You can't just get your name. You got to earn it. So speaking of earning your name, I guarantee you today, Bobby, there's going to be a lot of players today that earn themselves some nicknames courtesy of Cha-Ching and Spicy. I guarantee it.
I would agree with you on that as well, Kazim.
Oh, this is my favorite part of the park right here, man. It's starting to get a little dark.
The anticipation.
The lights are starting to come on. You know, if you've never been to Rucker Park, once the sun goes down and these big spotlights shine right on this court, there is no atmosphere in sports like it. The game is just about to tip off. We got Cole Anthony and God Shamgod with Team White over in the huddle. I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I was these guys, I wouldn't take that disrespect if I was them. I'm just saying.
Yeah, if I'm Cole Anthony or Julius Randle, I'm not suiting up for this game with all these young stars. They're hungry players out there. I don't know. I would avoid it. I would just be a spectator.
I ain't gonna hold you. I wouldn't take that disrespect if I was the all-black team. You got the NBA players, got the basketball legends on one side. There wasn't over here, so I think they're gonna try and really show out and say, hey, let's get it going. Let's get a look at these starting lineups real quick, Bobby. Who we got?
Yeah, so I was able to give you the lineups here before, and just to mention like we had in our first game, we've got the two teams named as Team Summer and Team Classic. And of course, you know, Team Jared or Team Trey, you know, black will be Team Jared, white Team Trey. We're gonna mark them here on the stream, on the scoreboard here as Summer and Classic.
Coaches gonna coach out today, and we're gonna make a movie tonight. Coach Cole Anthony.
Very excited to see Rayvon Griffith in this one, committed to Cincinnati, really good athlete. We talk a lot about the players that have terrific personalities. He's got a great personality. Really been kind of like a main character so far this weekend here for the Slam Summer Classic Volume 4. We'll talk more about him tonight as well.
Man, you already see Jared McCain laughing it up with some of the players on the side. You could just kind of tell. You mentioned the infectious smile, the infectious personality.
$1 million smile.
Players.
Yep, Jared.
I mean, it jumps off the page. It jumps off the screen if you're watching this at home or on your cell phone somewhere.
And Jared, a member of Russell Westbrook's Team Why Not AAU program. You might recall him posting a video last summer dancing to a mix of Young Thug's Surf and Ski.
You got it.
And he's just really put up some great numbers at Peach Jam. Woo! We get kick-started right away. Rayvon Griffith, who I mentioned just a moment ago. Committed to Cincinnati, class of 2023, 6'6", 190 pounds. Back the other way we go. Justin Edwards scoops on in for two, and they've got back-to-back baskets and 4 quick points.
Justin Edwards with a strong finish.
Edwards committed to Kentucky. And Jared can't get that one to go down. Shot from long range off the heel, no good. Picked up on the rebound by Griffith. Griffith with the fall away, and he connects again. So 2 quick baskets for Rayvon Griffith out of Cincinnati.
He's got a nice touch around the mid-range. The ball didn't even touch an inch of the rim when it went in there. That's the sign of a pure shooter right there.
Shot from the top of the key is off the mark there by Ian Jackson. Captain Jack. Fought for the rebound. Picked up there on the rebound by number 24, Mackenzie Mabako. And the jam. And the flyer, Caleb Foster. And we are officially underway here in the Slam Summer Classic Volume 4. Captain Jack for 2.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be the first dunk we see all day today, Bobby.
Foster is committed to Duke. Fall-away jump shot is good.
Gosh. Yeah, Foster's not playing around with Team Black right now. 3 back-to-back-to-back mid-range buckets. And Captain Jack follows up with another quick lay.
Trey Johnson. Justin Edwards lost it. Back we go in number 3, Rob Dillingham. Now the floater on the pass, and that one sails out of bounds. It'll be a turnover. So Mackenzie Mabako will inbound.
Oh, did we get a technical?
We'll show you the replay.
Yo, we got a technical foul.
Both sides already having tons of fun, though, here in the first.
Not even 2 minutes into the game. Come on, guys. It's a family show. We all right?
Sim Wilcher now number 22. Class of 2023 out of Roselle Catholic, a place you're very familiar with.
Oh, yeah. Them Jersey basketball players. Oh.
That shot is off the mark, and here comes Captain Jack. He'll take it over the TikTok on the left side. Comes around Modest Bazilis. And that one
we got a
off the body.
We're going to showtime.
And the jam with the left hand. Justin Edwards with the flight.
Bring it around town for Team White.
Imhotep, arguably the best high school in
Captain
Pennsylvania.
Jack with the follow.
And rudely interrupted by the kid from the BX with the jam.
I told you it's personal. This ain't that. It's like
In the lane, McKenzie, tough fall away, high arcing shot, no good. Picked up on the rebound by Ian Jackson. Jackson trying to create some separation. Now we'll go baseline into the corner. This will be a three if it goes. That one caroms out. Shot was taken there by number 3, Rob Dillingham. Tip back in by number 12, Xavier Booker, one of the players you mentioned. He's committed to Michigan State.
That's a big boy, Bobby. First
Up
thing
and
I
under
noticed
by
when I
Trey
saw him,
Johnson.
That's a lot of body.
Trey Johnson, undecided, one of only 2 in that class of 2024 playing in the game. He was the three-point contest winner yesterday.
Captain Jack with another blow-by layup. Oh, go get it.
And that one a missed opportunity. Baseline and another jam. We've already had a ton of them here to kickstart this game as Mookie Cook lays it down.
Mookie Cook is playing LeBron James in the film. He kind of looks like it with that thick headband around his head. Remember, LeBron used to really rock those headbands back in high school. I can see it.
Arguably the best small forward in the class of 2023 and committed to Oregon. Listed at 6'8", 205, good shooter, physical tools, and tons of upside. A great college player, and I would assume, I don't know if he could be LeBron James, but I would think eventually he'll be a great NBA player too.
Hey man, I'm looking at his body right now. I see the athleticism. He's going to be a fighting duck. He's going to be a duck next year. He definitely has a shot at playing at the next level as well, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I would say when it comes to Cook, Kazim, I mean, I don't think there are many wings with his size and skill set out on the perimeter.
Yeah, his shoulders really stand out as soon as you see him because it seems like a lot of big body and a lot of wingspan. And Captain Jack.
I mean, he is on fire here to start this. When we talk about the class of 24, you could tell that he really wants to turn in a super performance.
You know, there's always something about the New Yorkers that perform at the Slam Summer Classic that want to show out. We're seeing that with Captain Jack, the rising junior.
And that was, on the previous basket was Tyler Johnson with his first score. And we've got so many guys standing up there, I actually could not see that last basket.
There's not a bad seat in the
Aiden
house.
Holloway for 2.
There's not a bad seat in the house except for right where we're standing. All right, here we go.
Speak about that one-on-one. The clear out, here we go. Captain Jack. Aiden Holloway. Captain Jack with the crossover, the right hand in the lane, the floater, and he gets it. Ian Jackson putting on a show, folks. Ranked as the number 3 player in the class of 24. The 21-22 Max Preps National Sophomore of the Year. Buckets, nothing but the bottom of the net there for Aiden Holloway. And Holloway committed to Auburn, and Biz matched up against Captain Jack. Biz, Captain Jack. Biz, Captain Jack.
Step back.
Ian Jackson. And that shot this time is off the mark and rebounded by Trey Johnson. Back we come.
Yeah, he don't want to
Aiden Holloway. 6'1", class of 23. Played for prolific prep, but not this time.
And
Ian Jackson will fire the pass. And the jam thrown down there by Rayvon Griffith. I think we might break a record for dunks in tonight's game, Kazim.
I think we might. It's 2020.
Let's
20
see that layup there by Captain Jack one more time.
Mookie Cook take off.
Down the lane, down Death Valley in the land of Giants. And Modest Bazilis. And he throws down the hammer.
Mookie Cook drinks Sprite. I know they ain't sponsored that, but you know, how to put that out there.
Modest Bazilis, excuse me. I was losing my voice. That's how exciting that play was.
Ooh.
And that one rolling off the rim, iron unkind for Ian Jackson.
A wise man once said, finish your breakfast, Bobby.
Kick out. Trey Parker for three. Buries it. The trifecta, the dagger from downtown. Captain Jack.
Oh, Lord.
Thinks he's in the dunk contest.
What is going on?
Shaking and baking, styling and profiling. Shot in the corner. This will be a three if it goes. Long range over the bucket, no good. Second effort, the up and under for number 11, Tylor Johnson.
Hey! Oh, my God.
Captain Jack.
That was not Captain Jack. That was, my gosh.
Trey Johnson?
Trey Johnson.
Trey Johnson.
Yeah, my goodness. Woo, my bad.
And a beautiful finish there by Trey Parker.
It's a madhouse over here.
They got too many guys standing up
It's a
now.
madhouse over here.
On both sides. The layup there by number 20 is Griffith.
Oh,
that
my
makes the
goodness.
score 28-27. Long range alley-oop. I think the game's officially like out of control, Kazim. Officially.
I love it.
Baseline.
I love to see it.
Throw down for Ian Jackson.
I want to see nothing but fast break offense. That's all I care
Jackson
about.
this past season led Cardinal Hayes to a 23-3 record overall.
Woo!
Bank shot for number 20, Trey Johnson. And Cardinal Hayes, the Catholic League AA championship in 21-22.
Man,
and that appeared to be number 15 on the score, which is Foster. Modest. He speaks fluent Lithuanian. Both of his parents played pro basketball in Lithuania, playing for the club teams, both mom and dad.
Yeah, I love the versatility on Modest. I mean, he came down, caught a couple dunks early in the beginning of the game. But like Ching is saying, like Spice is saying, there is no positions when it comes to Slam Summer Classic. You get the rock and you're a guard.
Modest, a five-star recruit, the number 11 player in ESPN's top 100 for the class of 23. He is committed to the G League Ignite for the 23-24 season. Good article on ESPN by Woj about his commitment to the G League. Now the layup and the follow. And that was number 20, Rayvon Griffith yet again. Like calling his name out a lot tonight.
Rayvon Griffith, an explosive
King
athlete.
Jared.
Get into the bucket whenever he wants to.
Now the crossover. 360
Oh,
spin and the finish.
baby!
Tylor Johnson bringing down the house here at Rucker Park.
Gabe. Get him back, Gabe! Oh, good D.
And now in the lineup is Gabe Cups. Gabe, of course, committed to Indiana, class of 23 out of Centerville High School. The sharpshooter, number 79 player in the class, according to ESPN. Kaz mentioned it in the pregame, Ohio's Mr. Basketball, and he first burst onto that scene. I remember like yesterday that viral video of him showing off his three-point touch against LeBron James. That was 3 years ago. Imagine that 3 years ago that video went viral.
Dude's put on a lot of muscle since then. It looks like he's ready to go to Indiana and help Coach Mike Woodson turn around that program. But tonight, he's in the hall.
And now, you know, Cups has something in common with LeBron James, and of course, that's being Mr. Basketball.
Oh, yeah. An incredible distinction.
And the layup there is nothing but the bottom of the net.
My goodness.
I mean, we literally might not be able to see this game eventually with all the players now standing up and the coaches and even the media.
My goodness.
It's going to be tough here down the stretch.
It is definitely going to be a little bit tough. I cannot
shaking and baking and manipulating and finding the bottom of the basket. Aiden Holloway. Holloway, they call him Biz, one of the best shooters in the class. He's got deep range. And you can see he can alter those mechanics. And speaking of altering mechanics, Rob Dillingham coming through with his basket underneath.
My goodness.
Aiden Holloway picked up by Gabe Cups. Stolen back.
Oh!
Trying to throw it down, no good. They'll pull it back out, they'll reset the offense. And there is Trey Parker. Trey, they call him Showtime Trey. Vertical Academy, the slam dunk champion.
Tough bucket.
And a three-pointer from long range knocked down there by Justin Edwards. I mentioned before about him playing in Philadelphia, PA. He can score with the best of them, very active defensively. And he's got that left, great left-handed shot, good positional size too at 6'7", Kazim.
Man, it is so much action happening in the first 12 minutes of this game. 38-34, Team White, AKA Team Summer, up against Team Black, AKA Team Classic. Everybody's getting their buckets off. Everybody's guarding up. Everybody's trying to get dunked on. It's a whole lot of action here in Rucker tonight.
Dillingham misfires on the long-range shot and attacking down the lane. Trying to finish there was Justin Edwards.
Wow.
Edwards played well at Peach Jam. Overall, he might be the most versatile scorer, too. I mean, that's just my opinion, but one of the best rebounders. Played for team final at EYBL in the Peach Jam. That one rattles home for two. So now both sides trading baskets as we come up on the 8-minute marker here in the first half. 38-37 now the score.
I don't know if they call glass in the last three.
Justin Edwards yet again.
And I don't know if they're going to call any fouls today either. It's definitely street ball rules. They are letting them play down there. Jared McCain.
For Jared McCain.
The TikTok superstar.
Out of Centennial High School. 6'2" guard. Several rankings have him around the 20th best prospect in the class of 23. Before committing to Duke, he had picked up offers from programs like Houston, Kansas, Louisville, UCLA, and even Stanford. I think Duke is a pretty good place to go, right, Kaz?
Hey, man, it's a new era over at Duke. Coach John Shire taking the reins from Coach K. I think he's got himself a little bit of a gem in Jared McCain.
That time not a dunk, but rather a layup.
We like to call those strong layups,
Ty-Lord Johnson.
Strong layups.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Ty-Lord Johnson, you speak about watching some of these games. There's a three-pointer, long range from downtown. That appeared to be Edwards. But Kaz, Ty-Lord played really well for Gersh in that New York versus New York championship.
Yeah,
putting on a show really as always.
Yeah, I got to watch him here last week. He's a very shifty guard, combo, strong guy. He got a lot of buckets last week when he brought it home for Gersh. So it wasn't even close as the final score looked like.
That was Rayvon Griffith.
Oh, speak of the devil, one more time.
Ty-Lord Johnson, Showtime Ty. He's scheduled a pair of official visits for the fall and will tour campuses for Ole Miss and Pittsburgh before making a decision.
No shot. I don't know what the rules are as far as people on the court, but there's so many people on the court.
Yeah, it's definitely been tough to see.
It's really hard.
Definitely been tough to see. But I did see that a foul was called by the great Danny Basil.
I'm just using sound effects and vibes right now, bro. If I can't hear a whistle, I'm just going to assume it's a travel on foul. Oh, go get it.
Merry Christmas, Halloween, now. Two more. Right side, layup line. Layup line, that'll work with that one. Dead serious.
And now going down the lane. And another foul.
Gonna call that foul on Xavier Booker. Big dude, big man.
That's really my man.
I shouted out Danny before. Of course, Danny played college basketball at Marist, and like so many of the other terrific players that have played basketball at a high level, after the game is done, they kind of transition to other things. I know you played college basketball, and now you're doing your media thing.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Like, I love being at MSG Networks. Shout out my co-host, Monica McNutt, killing it for ESPN, Sports Center, First Take, wherever. But MSGPM, there's something about being from this city and being able to be the first voice that you see at the Knicks games, at the Rangers games. It don't just end after the basketball ends, all right? You can have an incredible fun
free throw shot
lifelong
is
career.
off the mark. Yeah, I mean, I was a little, my feelings were hurt. I get it. Like, you don't want to have me on the show. I mean, Patrick Ewing takes precedence over me, but, it's
Well,
fine.
Bobby, we tried to
It's
get you on
fine.
the show, but you were so busy being the voice of New York City. I mean, it's a tough job to have.
It is a tough job. Rob Dillingham with another jam as he starts to come around here, committed to Kentucky, as we mentioned earlier. Rob with the shifts, maybe the best handle in the entire class. Top 5 recruit. And he actually gives the Wildcats their second top 30 guard from 2023 as another jam interrupts. I mean, pretty much difficult to talk about any of these guys for a prolonged amount of time, Kaz, because we turn around and someone else is scoring instantly.
Man, well, I will say it's a tie game right now, 48 all, just under 5 minutes left in the first half. I mean, it does kind of give us a little bit of an all-star game feel right now, Feels like everybody's kind of going for self, but it feels like in the second half, they're going to try and go for the win.
Three-point attempt tickles the twine from downtown, and that was Caleb Foster for 3.
Man, just a lot going on.
Talk about Foster. I mean, another one of these rising stars in this game. Maybe the fastest riser in the class of 23. Notre Dame High School this summer. Foster starring for Team Thad Tennessee in the Nike EYBL. I know you're a big high school basketball guy, so am I. I mean, you can make a case that the EYBL may be the most grueling summer circuit in the country.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it all culminates with the Peace Jam in the dirty South, down south in Georgia. And it brings out literally just the most. We live in the era of super teams, right? In the pro game, it feels like the EYBL has turned into the super team era of high school basketball. Just some of the best players just getting together and putting on some of the best games. But steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron. You got to play with the best and play against the best to prove if you are the best.
I mean, and that's why I mentioned Foster, because to me, he had the most impressive performance of the summer on that circuit. Really dominating, averaging 28.3 points, 5.7 rebounds, 4.7 assists. And then went around and turned around and performed well in Peach Jam, too, where he had 25.2 and shot 44.4% from 3.
Well, this ain't the Peace Jam, Bobby. It's a little different. Oh, my God.
The Lord said you got to rise up. Mookie Cook throwing it down.
Mookie Cook called him a little sprite earlier in the game. He more than makes up for it with the windmill flush.
Cook is now the second highest recruit to commit to Oregon behind Bol Bol in 2018.
Shout out to the Bol Hive. I know they occupy a lot of slamonline.com. Shout out Bol. The Ducks got themselves another one coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, and in terms of Cook too, Kaz, I mean, that's a guy that actually has pledged to the Ducks a second time, because he had, originally committed to them back in March, then decommitted and then recommitted to them. So,
hey,
that's a good sign that maybe there was a moment where he thought, I'm not going to go to Oregon, but now he wants to be there.
I'll say something that a lot of people are going to hear for the next couple of decades when it comes to basketball. Sometimes it's just business, and business had to be handled. And it looks like Mookie Cook is going to handle his business for the Oregon Ducks next year.
That breaks the tie for the lead for Team Classic, makes it 55-53. Modest able to keep it inbounds. We've got a break in the action here. And the inbound. Trey Johnson will accelerate down the lane, drops it off. That one goes out of bounds.
They sharing too. They ain't too friendly, but they sharing today.
Coming up on 3 minutes here in the first half. Jared McCain left and showcasing
a little too
his
much
athleticism
English
above the rim, but maybe, like you said, just a little too much English on the rock there as he can't finish.
2-point lead for Team Black, Team Classic. I mean, it is. My goodness, I think the players even run out of space on the court to play on. There's so many people here.
We are at full capacity. You are watching the Slam Summer Classic Volume 4 live from the famed Rucker Park in Harlem, New York.
Not gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you. He didn't finish it right there. But Modest, ooh.
And the high flyer connecting on the jam, Mookie Cook.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm going on the, I can't wait till y'all get on this side and catch one.
Ooh, buddy.
We're gonna go upstairs in the room. Ain't nobody gonna get hurt. We gonna
NBA three-point range there, but unable to connect from downtown. And liftoff to extend the lead, Rob Dillingham.
From
I mean,
Yeezy University, a.k.a. Donda Academy.
You could see it.
Bound.
You could see that rise up above the rim in open space. You see the good pace. You see the quickness. Rob Dillingham committed to Kentucky, a superstar in the making.
Speaking of
superstars in the making, yeah, Jared with another big-time play.
Rob Dillingham one more time. Got that ball on his string. Throws it up. Finishes. Big slam.
Explosive.
I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me.
Booker.
I don't know if my eyes are deceiving me. It looks like that last dunk might have tilted the rim just a little bit.
I mean, Booker, one of the most intriguing players in this matchup. He's long, he's lanky. Cathedral High School, one of the biggest risers in the spring and summer. As yet another basket, another jam.
And another dime from Rob Dillingham.
I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, he looks like a Calipari kid.
Shot from the outside. And a layup. Yeah, Xavier Booker in Indiana, one of the unranked four-star prospects before the spring AAU season began, but put together a string of elite performances and ended up being the Pangos All-American Camp MVP.
The Pangos, one of the great long-running amateur tournaments in the country.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Kaz, that established Booker really as the best big man in the class of 23.
And he's looking like it tonight. Mookie Cook throws it up. A little bit off.
Captain Jack really feeling comfortable here at home.
Ian Jackson started the game hot.
We show it here in rewind.
And there goes Showtime Trade Parker.
Laid in again this time.
Woo! At the buzzer.
We can't think of a better way to close things out for the first half. Check it out again in replay.
What an action-packed first half we had, Bobby.
67-62.
My
the
God.
dagger from deep.
Looks like from just beyond half court.
Wow,
nothing,
that shot unbelievable.
Nothing but the bottom of
I think it was so nice, they should show it twice.
My goodness. The first half of the Slam Summer Classic is in the books. Halftime is here. We're gonna get some talk. We're gonna talk to some of the stars of the first half real
Joined
quick.
by Aiden Holloway now here at the halftime. And Aiden, you know, Kazim never helps any of our guests with their headsets. He's just not a gentleman. But we're happy that you're here nonetheless. We appreciate you figuring it out.
For having me, for sure.
Hey, man, Aiden, it's been an incredibly action-packed game. Obviously putting on a show for one of the biggest stages in basketball. What's it like being a point guard coming into one of the homes of point guards, New York City, and putting on a show like this?
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, like all the creative point guards that came out of New York City. The list go on. We got two here, Cole, and Sham God, we got Jose too. So like, just the New York City culture is crazy. Just being able to play here, it's a blessing. In front of all these crowd, in front of all these people, the love they're showing is crazy. It's a blessing.
Aiden, it's been such an incredible weekend. I mean, not just the game, but yesterday with the dunk contest, three-point contest, 2-on-2, just kicking it with your fellow All-Americans. Do you have a favorite moment so far coming into the first half of the game?
Overall, really the best part about these events is like really getting to grow and build relationships with other people, like other top players across the country. Just networking, other like top coaches and stuff. It's just all about the connections that you create. That's really the best part about it. And this game so far, the best part about the game, I would say the competitiveness, like it's a lot of defense, fast pace, crowd getting into it. It's real hype. It's real basketball, not just pickup. just not playing defense. We actually playing defense out here. So
I don't know if you ever played at Rucker Park before, but the absolute, the crowning moment is when you're dribbling up the court and the crowd starts to rise up and start clapping.
Yeah.
How does that feel when you get that rush of adrenaline?
It just gives you more confidence. Just go be you. Like, that's really all it is. Just gives you more confidence. Just be yourself.
Aiden, your play at Peacham really has put you on the national scene. Talk about your play this summer and how you got the nickname Biz.
For this summer, I really just tried to get better at just my all-around game, not just scoring. Getting better with getting my teammates better mentally, physically, like getting them in the right spots and all that. And yeah, that's really what I've been working on, just the overall aspect of my game.
I believe we got some highlights that we're going to roll into here for the fans at home to see of your game. Talk a bit about committing to Auburn and being one of the top players in the class.
Committing to Auburn, that's just my home. That's what felt right. The connection, the relationship that I built with Bruce Pearl over the recruiting process, it was just the one that I could trust the most, the one that I could rely on the most. It's just what he was telling me. I feel like it was real genuine. I feel like, in the recruiting process, you can't trust all the coaches. All of them say the same thing. And I feel like Bruce, his plan for me was really genuine, and that's what I value the most. So that's why I pick Auburn.
Sharif Cooper played in the Slam Summer Classic, and you've got a chance to be the next in line,
for sure.
Which is a pretty cool thing.
For sure. It's that guy.
Aiden, this is the 4th Slam Summer Classic. I'm sure you've watched this growing up in high school. What about the Slam Summer Classic that attracts you to come here, and what have you seen that has lived up to sort of the hype of it?
Really, the competition. That's what basketball is all about, competing and getting better. It's just all the top players. This is what you live for, to play against the best, see how good you are. That's what it's all about. So seeing all the players that have been here previously, like, have all continued their careers onto the NBA. So, like, if not NBA, then they in a high major D1. So it's really just a blessing to be here.
Aiden Holloway, I'm going to let you get back to work. I don't know how you're going to warm up because it feels like there's a million people on the court. Yeah. But we're going to let you get back to it, brother. Sure. Congratulations on all your success, and continue for a great second half at the Slam Summer Classic, bro.
God bless. Thank you for having me.
Fans at home getting a chance to see not only Aiden Holloway highlights, but highlights from our first half in the Slam Summer Classic, volume number 4. Live here from Rucker Park is Team Summer taking on Team Classic. And we've got a 68-62 score. Final seconds of our halftime break. Kazim Famuide, I'm the voice, Bobby C. And we're excited for the start of the second half. Aiden Holloway, really smart young man. Knows what he's doing with his future, which is great, and putting on a great performance for the fans, not only here in the park, but also on the stream tonight.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about this era of high school basketball athletes. They're not just great players. All these kids are great kids. You have to have a good head on your shoulders to make a name for yourself, not just on the basketball court, but honestly, it's smart business. I mean, like, all these kids are brands unto themselves now. And when you're going to high D1 basketball, when you're going to take on to the level of maybe being a professional at the NBA level, they're starting younger and younger to be prepared for that next level. So seeing them coming here into a situation that I'm pretty sure they're not really used to and handling it with such class is an amazing thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, to me, in terms of perspective and first half highlights, there were so many of them. Was there one player in your mind, Kaz, that stood out above the rest?
Man, I really like watching Rob Dillingham's game. He's got a lot of bounce to his step, but what really stands out is his ability to share the rock. He's put on, and we got a squirrel on the court.
Squirrel
on the court. Oh, no.
The squirrel vying to be amongst the rankings for the class of 2023.
Yo, anything can happen at the Slam Summer. There's a squirrel on the court. Anything can happen at the Slam Summer Classic. A squirrel just came.
I mean, that was a pretty shifty move across midcourt.
Can we get a replay?
By the squirrel.
Can we get a replay on the truck and see who's getting crossed up by the squirrel just now? I seen a lot of people get shook just now. But my goodness, we're talking about players that really stood out. I mean, where do we start? It's a 62-68 game. I mean, Rob Dillingham setting the table for so many players. Mike is the
Julius Randle just put that basketball right next to you, too.
Julius Randle in the building. A lot of Knicks love in the building. It's an incredible feat It's a close game. It's a high-scoring game. It's a game with a lot of athleticism. I love seeing Mookie Cook get busy. I mean, I love seeing all these kids get busy. I can't pick one. There's too much greatness happening in here tonight.
Very cool to see all the legends out, as we mentioned before. I mean, God Shammgod, to me, when I was growing up, I mean, that was like, you know, the guy, the New York City streetball legend.
Shammgod to me growing up was almost mythology. He was a mythological figure, you know what I mean? Like, you could maybe possibly see him in certain arenas. But here we go. We're trying to clear the
Back to
court a little
live
bit.
action here to start the second half as they try to get things under control. That's how, I mean, this place is lit. This place is just, it's absolutely lit. Slam Summer Classic Volume number 4, Rucker Park. And we've got Classic taking on Summer, right? I mean, Team Black, Team White. And a close game here to start the second half. So that one rattles around. It comes off the cylinder, no good to kickstart the second half. And that one, though, gets the shooter's roll. So some early points here to start the second half. Now things have been under control.
I think like most All-Star games, I think the show is over.
Sim Welcher.
And it's time for the competitive nature of these high-level athletes to come out. We've seen a lot of dunks. We've seen a lot of one-on-one. I think one of these teams want to try and win now.
That was a nice lefty drive and finish by Simeon Welcher. That one comes off the heel and is quickly rebounded there by Tyler Johnson. No-look pass and the up-and-under finish by Mackenzie McBako.
That's a lot of... Here we
now
go.
Jared McCain, fall away. That one rims out, no good. Picked up on the board by Justin Edwards. Edwards comes across the timeline, accelerates, cheetah-like quickness, and throws down the jam.
My goodness, the athleticism.
Justin Edwards.
The athleticism on these high school kids is absolutely jaw-dropping. I'll tell you, speaking
And
of...
another jam, this time by Rayvon Griffith. We talked a lot about him in the first half, a really good athlete. And to me, he's looked great on that AAU circuit at the end of this past month, which is big, you know, heading into the upcoming season. Xavier Booker. And he lost it, goes out of bounds. Booker, of course, committed to Michigan State. You know, so you look at both sides here, right, in terms of the roster and the lineups, Kaz. You got Kentucky, Duke, Indiana, Cincinnati, Duke, undecided, and that's Captain Jack. We know he'll go to a big school. Oregon and Michigan State for one side. We've got UNC, Duke, G League, Ignite, Auburn, Kentucky, and then a couple of, again, younger, undecided players on the flip side. But, I mean, talking about major power schools.
It's not just power schools, too. A lot of these kids have an opportunity for some professional experience. We already see some G League Ignite sprinkled in there as well. I mean, it's just an incredible time to be a high school basketball player because there's so many paths to the next level now that not one place is the place to be. So you can look at each one of these rosters, one full of blue bloods on one side, one full of blue bloods on the other side, and I can't tell you which one has the advantage. It's crazy.
Sim Welcher knocked down that second free throw shot, and that brings us to 72-69, 17:37 to go in this one.
Oh,
Summer Classic Volume 4. Pockets picked as Welcher lost it. Back comes Rayvon Griffith, and he just shows his authority, his presence with the liftoff in the jam.
Rayvon Griffith has rocket fuel in his shoes. That's maybe his fourth aggressive dunk, and he's looking at fifth right now.
And Griffith is unstoppable here as he comes down the lane. That time the left-handed jam by Xavier Booker.
It's a 7-point lead for Team Black, a.k.a. Team Classic. Storming back to take the lead.
Booker is Michigan State's second commitment in the senior class, joining ESPN 100 guard Jeremy Fears. Another jam, this time thrown down by number 15, which is Tyler Johnson, Justin Edwards,
Gabe Cups with the sweet mid-range bucket.
Tyler Johnson lost it right there. Justin Edwards again, lost it, out of bounds. Jared will bring this one over the TikTok. High left-hand dribble goes to the right side. Little shake and bake between the legs. Now attacks the rim. The fall away, no good. And back comes Welcher. Welcher baseline up and under.
Tough bucket from Welcher.
Justin Edwards for 2. So that makes it 78-73. And the tap in there.
Yeah, I think the ref.
I am tough to see sometimes, man. I'm telling you, standing room only here, courtside. Tim Welcher. And that time does not get the shooter's roll. Cups trying to grab the rebound. Into the corner it goes. And there is Trey Johnson, number 20. Johnson will fire from 3. That one comes up short.
Looks like it's off.
Jared McCain.
Yes.
And we'll have a couple of substitutions here. So Mookie Cook is checked back in. Rob Dillingham is back in.
I know who that is with the ski on. If y'all don't know, I know. Slam, bring all them boxes out. We can't take none of that home.
Oh, yeah.
We can't take none of that. Shirt crazy. We can't take none of that home. If they don't know who that is, I know who that is. 73, they ain't dead serious. We can stop.
Justin Edwards shaking and baking at the top. Good matchup here with Griffith. That shot right of the rim. And Ian Jackson tried to save it. Was out of bounds on White, so we've got the turnover, and we'll take it back the other way. Bank shot, no good. Second effort, no good.
Here we go. We got a 3-on-1 right here. Who's going to get it?
Trey Parker.
Micus. There we go. Showtime Trey.
And Matas with his first basket of the evening.
Big slam dunk. Even bigger pass. My goodness. 5-point game.
With a highlight.
Oh, he's trying to get sturdy over here. Trying to get sturdy.
Matas, he participated in Nike Hoop Summit and the USA Basketball Minicamp at the Final Four in New Orleans. He led Powerhouse Brewster Academy to a 31-8 record and a New England Prep School championship. I would say no other player, in my mind, Kaz, that can match his combination of size and maybe playmaking in the class of 2023.
I mean, I don't know if I'm dating myself here, but he kind of gives me Kirilenko vibes, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
You know what I'm saying? Just very rangy, got a lot of good handle. You could tell, you could see the defensive potential over there.
Yeah, no denying his massive tools, man, massive talent.
Absolutely.
Captain Jack now on the left side, on the wing. Steps up. Razzling and dazzling, now throws the pass, tries to put some mustard on that one to thread the needle, was looking to hook up with Griffith. Out of bounds.
Aiden Holloway, who we spoke to at halftime, said the best thing about the Slam Summer Classic is the competition and testing himself against the best. And he's going up against one of the best at Captain Jack and comes up just a little bit short. Speaking of which,
Jack going coast to coast. The host with the most, the star from Cardinal Hayes. National Sophomore of the Year, Sophomore All-American first team from Max Preps, and the 2022 Hoop Hall Classic All-Tournament team as well. Both sides just trading baskets here in this All-Star affair. And we've got an 82-79 score now after the latest. Under 14 minutes to go in this one, Kazim.
Oh my goodness, what was that?
I think just lost the handle on it.
It looked like he wanted more than a jelly roll. He wanted a whole lot of, oh, here we go. We got 4 and 2.
And the left-handed jam, and Justin Edwards has brought down the house with incredible elevation. Justin Edwards
on his head. Oh, baby.
I think it's fair to give that one a 10.
See that one more time.
Let's see it again, an instant replay.
Up.
I said before, right? Twice as nice. That one might be thrice as nice.
Baby.
Show it 3 times. Unbelievable jam by Justin Edwards.
There's nothing like the Slam Summer Classic, baby.
And a layup there by Captain Jack. Seesaw affair continues here in the Slam Summer Classic. Coast to coast, bank shot no good. Modest tries to throw it down. Picked up by Cups on the rebound.
We got 3-on-1 here.
Captain Jack. Oh! Almost flying from the free throw line to throw down that dunk.
This kid's got a death wish out here, Bobby.
Left-handed that time by Ian Jackson. Captain Jack with the layup for 2.
Bodies everywhere. Bodies everywhere right now. Oh, my gosh.
That one misfired. 86-81 the score.
I think we got
stolen from behind by Trey Parker. Goes between the legs off the backboard. Oh, he catches it and throws it down himself.
They call him
Trey
Showtime.
Parker.
They call him Showtime. That's why. Go get it, young fella.
One of the more electrifying players in the class, and you can now see why.
My goodness, just the amount of creativity that these kids have is fantastic. And we got a 5-point game. It's a close game, too. It ain't no blowout.
I mean, the plays have been so outstanding. Losing my voice here in the second half, Kaz. And, you know, you mentioned it before, right? We talked about some of the NBA stars that have played here in the Classic before. And Jalen Green was unbelievable in the dunk contest just a couple years back. And now our latest Slam dunk champion is Trey Parker.
Man, I was in the Nike gym when Jalen Green took that slam dunk contest, and he took over every high school gym he was in, just like Trey Parker does right now. His domain tonight, though, the legendary Rucker Park. I'm putting on a show in the middle of Harlem. These kids, man, it is incredible.
I mean, so much game left, and we've already almost scored almost 200 points on each, 100 points on each side, 200 points in this game.
My goodness. Yeah, that's gonna be a goaltend on Mookie Cook. Oh, we got Showtime.
And the jam yet again. It's like flight school here at Rucker Park.
Yeah.
Half-court shot.
Oh, my God.
And literally kind of looking like Dame Lillard or Steph Curry there. That shot just caroms out.
I was about to say, somebody somewhere just yelled at Steph Curry for this shot. Stop blaming Steph for those type of shots, okay? Not Steph's fault. Bye. Oh, yeah, we having a blast over here, bro.
Spicy giving us a shout-out. Spicy, I'm having a great time. I just can't see around you, my friend.
Word. I can't
That's it,
see
man.
nothing,
You guys are blocking all the action. The Gatorade Cooler Cam.
Boy, oh, boy.
Showcasing some of the action here on the sidelines.
Man, it is incredible in here tonight. You know, if you've been to the Slam Summer Classic, the game is cool, but there's always a little bit of an after party after the game where everybody sort of runs the crowd and we see these kids really put on the show. That's what I can't wait to see.
I think the Slam bus will be pulling up.
Aiden Holloway gets
shaking
stuck
off
over there.
a couple of defenders there, tries to get that jump shot to fall. Offensive rebound, so they reset things, attacking baseline and using the window. Nice move.
Nice move.
An actual rare score that's not a dunk.
A rare fundamental basketball
A rare
play.
fundamental score, yeah. Alley and the oop and the jam there by Trey Parker. I mean, his bounce is crazy. Crazy, 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 and Xavier Booker
I mean, pick your
showcasing
poison.
his ability as well.
Pick your poison with any of these kids.
Tim Wilcher kicks it outside. This will be a 3 if it goes over the basket. In the lane, Trey Johnson out of Lake Highlands High School, shooting guard from Dallas, Texas. One of those class of 2024 stars in this game.
Look up. We got numbers.
One of only two.
We got a 4-on-1 right here. Here comes something. No. Yeah, you do.
He's got to get a trick.
Oh! Watch your mouth.
And sucking the oxygen out of the building with another highlight reel jam.
Almost as if it was choreographed. Cha-ching says, yo, Trey, go get one. And what happens? He goes
Alley
and gets
and
one.
another oop as Trey Johnson.
It's a 1-point game. 9 minutes left, 93-94 at the 4th annual Slam Summer Classic.
Johnson coming alive here down the stretch too, Cass. He was getting some interest from Baylor, Houston, Texas, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Arkansas, Auburn, and Duke, among others. Sim Wilcher from deep, no good. The up and under on the putback attempt, and that one is scored by Tyler Johnson. Showtime tie.
You think Tyler Johnson likes playing at Rucker Park?
I would say.
Won New York versus New York last week. Came here this week, putting on a show at the Slam Summer Classic.
Johnson, a first-team All-Area honoree this past season in high school basketball, averaging 23.7 points, 5.8 rebounds for Lake Highlands. Teammates with Trey Johnson.
Aiden Holloway kicking it out. Uh-oh, here we go. We got a lane. Oh. My goodness. To think all the highlights you saw, it's still a 1-point game. I don't know if these guys are going to turn it on and really try to win in the last 3 minutes, 4 minutes, but I'm enjoying these highlight plays right here. Just like that from Showtime Trey Parker, throwing it up to the big fella.
Go crazy.
Aiden Holloway and Mookie Cook one-on-one. Holloway with the left, count it, and one.
Our halftime guest putting on a show here down the stretch.
I loved his answer when he came to talk to us at halftime. He said the best thing about these type of games is measuring yourself against the best players in the country. A lot of kids probably want to come and put on a show, which is great. This is a show. But the competitive nature is really what a lot of people
right
come
there in
to
the
see.
replay. Yeah, and I think it's great too. You mentioned, we talked about that layup is good. We talked about Captain Jack, but I mean, Showtime tie, Tyler Johnson, undecided, class of 23. Our Xavier Lutheran right here in the Bronx, another local kid.
Woo!
That's getting some attention.
Woo! Speaking of getting some attention, Sam Wilcher with another sweet reverse. Coming down the baseline.
And the buzzer sounds. So 7:25 to go. It's a 3-point game, 99-96. Looks like the scoreboard might not be updated because we got it. Yeah, there we go. We got it.
Yeah, we're good now. Yeah, 99-98.
Yeah. 99-99, excuse me, after the made basket. Nope, now we got it as 102.99. So after that made basket makes it 102.99. The reverse, chipped in there by McKenzie.
Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Trey Law Johnson.
Actually, that was Jared with the score. Could not see from the corner there. My apologies. Lift off there for Rob Dillingham for three. 104-102 after that score. Shot in the lane. And Aiden Holloway going to work here in the second half.
Hey, it's winning time right now.
You did not pick a player of the game, so I don't want you to take credit for Aiden Holloway. I know it was our halftime guest, but you cannot take credit for Aiden Holloway's performance here in the second half.
Taking credit for that at all.
Sim Wilcher down the lane, layup is good. Count it.
Yeah, now is around that time at most All-Star games, most All-American games, where the show might be over and it might be time to see who wants to win it.
Jared McCain rises up, lets it fly, pulls the trigger, dispatches it for 2. Sim Wilcher dancing in and out of traffic. Passes it off to his teammate, number 20, Trey Johnson, and Trey Johnson comes in and scores for 2. So weaving in and out of traffic, navigating and penetrating, taking it to the 10, and both sides putting on a show here in volume number 4. In front of some big-time NBA names, including New York Knicks star Julius Randle.
Julius Randle in the building. Hamidou Diallo in the building. Cole Anthony in the building.
Jose Alvarado in the building.
Jose Alvarado, one of the stars, the young rising stars of the New Orleans Pelicans. He's a pest. He's a pest, man. I love Alvarado's story because he's from here in New York. Wasn't the highest, didn't make the most noise coming out of high school, but now look at him playing an important role on a playoff team that's going to have a lot of expectations this upcoming season with the return in Zion Williamson to the New Orleans Pelicans.
And don't forget to stay with us post-game. We'll have the Terence Clark MVP Award and the Gatorade Sportsmanship Honor at center court, presented immediately after the conclusion of Volume 4. Slam Summer Classic has been absolutely lit. Full capacity here at famed Rucker Park, the legendary venue for, I would say, some of the greatest basketball New York City's ever seen. Is that fair, Kaz?
Oh, absolutely.
Follow the 2 jams, 0 for 2. And now I think at this point, both sides is really embracing having a good time to close out this one.
Oh, yeah. And I think everybody here at Rucker Park is excited to see how this game is going to end. It's a 4-point lead.
And the layup in the lane as you hear Cha-Ching with the call. Over the tick-tock on the left side is Foster. Foster's shot comes up short. Back we go. Aiden Holloway, alley, and the up and under effort there by Trey Parker. Knows no limit when it comes to his ability to leap out of the building.
I love the fact that Parker just goes for it. He just tries stuff.
And that was Captain Jack for 2.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's about that time, Bobby. It's about that time.
As a guy that does a lot of Knicks stuff at MSG Network, do you think that Mike Breen and Walt Clyde Frazier ever have to call a game where they cannot see the action on the court?
I think they've evolved.
Just curious.
I think they've evolved past the need to see the game. You know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. This is the beauty of the Slam Summer Classic.
That was Rayvon Griffith, number 20.
Here we go. Kids are gonna talk it over.
Cole Anthony, of course, his dad, pretty good New York Knickerbocker from back in the day.
Greg Anthony, UNLV running rebel, one of the best point guards in college basketball history. Cole Anthony, great story with Cole Anthony, He'll tell you himself, he wasn't himself in North Carolina. Didn't have the best or the sort of performance that he wants to have. But now you see him really coming into his own in the Orlando Magic and really seeing that his pro career and just everything that we've expected of Cole Anthony since he was running the streets here in New York City in Malloy High School and then eventually transferring to Oak Hill. Now he's become one of the top young, exciting guards in the NBA. I can't wait to see what he does with the Orlando
And he's a player, too, that's been making his rounds a bit on the circuit here in the summer. And it's just so great to have him here tonight. And you got to think, as these young guys aspire to play professionally, whether it's in the NBA or maybe overseas, whatever it might be, just to be a pro basketball player, they idolize people even as young as Cole Anthony.
That's the beauty of just the game of basketball, right? It's like You can't just go to a random football field and see Tom Brady throwing some footballs around. You can't go to a random baseball field and just get it in with Aaron Judge or whatever. But what you can see on a random court here and there, you might run into Cole Anthony, you might run into Julius Randle. You might have to play against one of these guys or play with them. It's just an amazing sport, man.
Yeah, I think the Slam Summer Classic has really exemplified that. It's shown that these guys can make the leap. They can be great high school players that can transition well to playing at the college level, even if it's a short period of time, a year, maybe two, and then they make that leap. And then you would still think that it might be tough to have that kind of impact in the NBA, Kaz. But we've seen some of the stars already in the last few years from the Classic make the jump and have an impact in the league.
Yeah, man. I mean, Slam Summer Classic sets the standard, right? Like, the first 3 years they've had it, the quality of players that they brought in, not just on the court, but just the type of people they are, lets you know that not only are they talented basketball players, but they have the right thing in between their ears to stay on the right path and fulfill their potential.
And the left-hander.
So I think you're going to see a lot of these
Edwards
kids helping some pro teams in the next 2 or 3 years.
And we far eclipsed, as Ian Jackson rattles it home for two, we far eclipsed that collective 200 points. We are at 114, tied up here as we approach the 3-minute marker. 228 points scored in this All-Star game.
Did you bet the over, Bobby?
I did bet the over, yeah. Make it a little bit more than that. The three-pointer makes it 117, 114.
Here we go.
And two more to the credit.
This is what I came to see. 2:45 left, 1 point game. Let's see who really wants it.
With that latest basket.
Let's see if the competitive juices come out right now. Yeah.
I think it's going to be tough to pick an MVP.
Oh, yeah,
We
absolutely.
had co-MVPs in the girls' game. We'll see what happens here down the stretch.
You know, in the beginning of the game, the first thing I said was this class is so tough to pick because there's so many players that can stake their claim to being one of the top players in the country. And you've seen exactly why. A high-scoring, very close game. So many players with a legit stake at the MVP, the Terence Clark MVP trophy tonight. I mean, it just goes to show the depth of this class and really seeing just how much the Slam Summer Classic has grown, man. Like, we're looking at blue bloods here. We're looking at top 5 players, top 10 players, athletes, shooters, point guards, you name it. There's so many great basketball players on the court right now. It's going to be incredible to see them grow in the next 3 or 4 years.
Captain Jack misfired there. Kaz will take it back out. Bounce pass is stolen away. Three-pointer at the top of the key. Fired there by Justin Edwards is off the mark.
Somebody got to get it. Man, that's a tie game.
And again, a little bit of love here.
Shout out
the game
Gatorade.
winding down. We wanted to shout out our sponsors: Gatorade, Spalding, Def Jam, Clot, the NBPA, Champ Sports, Showtime, and Nike. Check out NYC Point Guards screaming. I didn't say screaming. I meant streaming and screaming.
Streaming and screaming.
On Showtime. I am screaming today. I'm losing my voice here down the stretch.
My goodness. Tie game, 90 seconds left.
Baseline, and that one is good.
2-point lead for Team Classic.
You think we're going to have overtime? I don't know.
I mean, we might. Let's see who
That would be wild.
Let's
they
see
should
who wants
settle
to-
it with a dunk contest.
Yeah, I like
in
I like
OT.
some of that. Aiden Holloway.
That one is good. Holloway, clutch.
Count the bucket.
1:08 to go.
Oh, the
There
foul's
is a
on the
foul.
floor. It's on the floor. It is not an and one.
So basket.
No basket.
No basket.
Oh, he said, "I'll take my basket back."
Misfired
Nope.
there, so that kind of changes things. Keeps
Yeah.
it at a 2-point game. 119, 117 coming up on 1 minute. Tough shot. Can't get that one to fall.
Here we go. Who wants
Under a minute.
Who wants it?
That shot ricochets off the glass, but an offensive rebound, and Holloway will try the three. No good. Rob Dillingham, back we go.
Oh.
High riser, Captain Jack, no. Trey Parker inside, and that was number 11, Tyler Johnson.
All right.
And Mackenzie.
All right, here we go. Here we go, tie game.
Ties it up at 119, 20 seconds
Who
to go.
wants it? Who wants
Captain
it?
Jack out of bounds.
Who wants it? Captain Jack, Team White, Team Black, 12 seconds left. I don't want to see no overtime. I want to see some hero ball right now. Let's go home. Listen, Bobby, I'm gonna make a very bold prediction right now.
Bold predictions.
If the game ends right here, it's gonna be
I say the court gets flooded with the fans.
A tough time clearing this court.
And we might not make it out here tonight.
We gonna see. Oh, get off the court.
3 seconds.
Get off the court.
2 seconds, and the jam.
It's not game.
Are they gonna count it?
Are they gonna count it? Are they going to count it?
Tyler Johnson has just won the Slam Summer Classic for his side. Tyler Johnson with the exclamation point here in volume number 4. And the fans are dancing. They are out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is it right here.
Out on the court here at Rucker Park.
This is what it's all about right here, Bobby. You see the
going
court?
crazy.
I told you it's going to be hard to get these fans off the court tonight.
Phones are out.
Oh, baby, the bottles is flying.
Bottles are flying.
The Gatorade is in the air.
Tyler Johnson has just set off a party
my goodness.
here in Harlem.
Wow. Wow.
Stay with us, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll have the Terence Clark MVP coming up next. And the Gatorade Sportsmanship Award as well.
If we could swim through the potential COVID to get our to get our MVP and talk to him. But my God, what a game.
What a game. Team Summer winning 121-119 on the Johnson Jam.
My goodness,
The
what a
finishing
way.
touches in a game that was memorable. Both games, outstanding games, both of them.
The level of
The
talent.
girls'
we
game,
saw.
the boys' game.
Yeah, the level of talent we saw today was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, look at these kids. This is what it's all about right here. These
Talk
kids.
about famous, man. I mean, the selfies.
Gabe Cup's getting surrounded. What's up? Yeah, let's get a photo, man. Let's flick it up. Yes, sir. This is what it's all about right here. Slam Summer Classic. All these kids coming out to watch some elite basketball right here. And remember when I told you a lot of these kids are superstars in their own right? It's going to be a hard time getting them on this bus. I don't know what they're doing. My brother, how you living, family? Oh, man. You know what it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's fantastic.
And that might have been one of the toughest games for us to ever call, too. I mean, we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. The last time I saw you, we were kind of trapped in cubicles due to COVID.
Yeah.
But now this one, also not easy for us because
It was
just standing room only. I mean, that's what we're going to say. Standing room only at full capacity here at Rucker Park. And we hope that you enjoyed these games because they were special. Some really terrific up-and-coming players.
Man, it was an incredible afternoon and evening of basketball here at Rucker Park, which is exactly what we expected with the Slam Summer Classic, the 4th volume of the game back here at one of the world's most famous courts, Rucker Park, right here in New York City. We saw jams. We saw ankles get taken. We seen people get dumped on their heads. We see some incredible shot making. And now we're seeing what I love of this basketball game, especially this court, just the community right here in Harlem. I mean, Harlem is such a beautiful part of the city. If you ain't never been here, it's beautiful, it's black as hell. There's so many incredible fans here taking it all in, all brought to you by Slam and the Slam Summer Classic, man. It is incredible. I love it.
Well, I think that, what ends up happening is these young players get an opportunity to etch their names into the legacy of the asphalt gods, the concrete legends.
Thank you, sir.
That have
Good
come
job,
up here in New York City, and that's what it's all about.
Let's go,
we
man.
definitely appreciate you joining us for the ride.
Yeah.
Getting some love here from Al Shep.
Yeah,
another
shout out
New York
Al
City
Shep.
street ball legend.
Legendary street ball legend right there, my brother Al Shep.
And you can see here on the stream, we're showing you all the fans. I mean, I think at some point they will crown a Terence Clark MVP. I
think they will.
I'm not sure who that will be.
We're gonna hope
so many great players in this game.
I mean,
and I'm not exactly sure if they will get them to us from over there, but we hope at home that you'll be patient with us as we wrap up the broadcast. And I mean, Cass, looking over tonight's games, especially the boys' games, since again, so many of us were excited about the fact that I thought the rosters were very kind of like evenly matched.
Oh yeah.
Not that didn't happen to the girls' game too, but it was tough, I'm sure, for the organizers to kind of figure out how should we do this. Maybe it just ends up working out that way because we have rock, paper, scissors in the draft. But I think it ended up being a really great showcase of the talent on both sides. Pretty evenly matched game, as you can see by the final score, 121-119.
You know, there's dozens of All-American games that get played around the country, from the Peace Jam to EYBL to the Pangos to all these All-American games or All-Star type of games. But the Slam Summer Classic is unique in this right here. I mean, it is absolutely flooded over here. You're in Harlem, New York City, and you're talking about the evenly matched teams going down to the wire, a 2-point victory for Team White. It was an incredible day of basketball, man, and these kids that we saw today, you're clearly not going to see the last of them. If you learned anything from the Slam Summer Classics of years past, you know a lot of these guys are going to help in some high major level college basketball and eventually some professional basketball teams. Even some Slam Summer Classic alumni up in the building.
Coming to the game.
Rolling around here. It's a beautiful tradition. I love that it's here in New York City every single year. You talk about the culture that Slam brings, and it doesn't get more cultural than being here at Rucker Park, having Def Jam sponsor. Shout out Nike, shout out Gatorade, Showtime, the Point Guards. I mean, you're talking about basketball culture. It's all right here at the Slam Summer Classic.
Like I said, you and I raised on concrete, and it sounds like, I heard Spicy, we've got a Terence Clark MVP award winner.
I think we do.
And also the Gatorade sportsmanship. Just a question of who that is.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully we'll get word here in just a moment, so stay with us.
It was such a tight.
And we will have that winner, the MVP winner honoree, here in the postgame with us.
It was such a tightly contested game. I honestly could not give you a favorite for the MVP. But talking about players I love to see, Captain Jack, the hometown kid, he put on a show. He was aggressive. He knew, like I said at the beginning of the game, a lot of these All-Americans come from all over the country, but when you're from here in New York City, you want to make sure you defend home court, and he definitely went above and beyond.
I'm going to be biased because obviously Captain Jack coming out of the BX, Cardinal Hayes, you know, I'm biased there, but
hey, no bias. He brought it.
I don't know. It's going to be tough.
I mean, Aiden Holloway really turned up.
Holloway turned it up in the second half.
Absolutely. Rob Dillingham, incredible passing guard.
I mean, Rayvon Griffith too, man. Don't overlook his performance.
I mean, Maurice Cook, it was just an incredible amount of talent that we've seen, man. It was fantastic. Man, hopefully we'll be able to get and the winner of the MVP. Yes, hold on. Here we go.
It's Justin Edwards.
Yes, Justin Edwards caught an absolute body that is already shutting down.
Philadelphia, PA.
From Philadelphia, Justin Edwards.
Committed to Kentucky.
The Terence Clark
MVP for the 2022 Slam Summer Classic Volume 4, Justin Edwards.
Very appropriate. The Kentucky commit getting the Terence Clark Award. Obviously, Terence Clark was a Kentucky commit himself. You could tell it probably means a lot to him, so we can't wait to see it. I'll know if we're getting. I think we're getting word we might actually be signing off.
Yeah, I think we're out of time, as they would say in the business.
We're out of time.
So we'll have to wait till next time to speak to Justin Edwards, our Terence Clark MVP. And I think it'd be fitting for us to close out this broadcast by thanking everyone behind the scenes. It would take too long probably to run down the list, but we want to shout out our crew for putting together such a wonderful show here tonight. I also want to thank the fans. Any final thoughts?
Man, I want to thank Shay's Days, one of the best in the business
big time
right here.
On Slam social media now. She got her own profile.
I see you.
We don't need to give her any shout-outs.
But no, shout out to everybody on Team Slam. Shout out to Nike, Gatorade, Showtime, everybody that helped put this together. Our guy Chad, all the production team over here at Slam. This is my 4th year doing this event. I'll keep coming as long as you keep having me. I love being here. I love getting a glimpse at the future of the game and seeing them in 3 or 4 years, walking to shake Adam Silver's hand and be like, yo, saw this guy at Rucker Park. So once again, Slam Summer Classic Volume 4. No better way to end it, man. Incredible, incredible evening of basketball here.
Signing off for Kaz. Remember, New York or nowhere. I'm Bobby C. Thanks for watching the Slam Summer Classic Volume 4.